happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. Welcome into another beautiful Whiskey Wednesday night here on the Master and Drum. What is going on, everyone? Nice to see you. Yeah, it was a very, very long weekend. I was not sure I was going to be able to do a live stream because my palate was pretty shot from the weekend. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it seems to have definitely come back around late last night and today. So I think we're ready to go. Have a couple new bottles to try tonight, as well as the new Bardtown Bourbon Company Cascadia Gariana Oak Edition. It's part of their I forgot what they call it. Their Distillery Reserve series. I was going to call it like Gallery Reserve. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, Distillery Reserve series. So yeah, we're going to be trying that tonight, diving in, a couple of other new bottles, the new what is it called? Watershed. Sorry, I couldn't remember the age statement on it. Watershed sent me a brand new rye, cast strength rye. I think it's a Hazmat, a 9-year cast strength rye whiskey here from Watershed. Thing is crazy, so we'll get into that for all you Ohio fans that are into Watershed. And what else? We have What's on the Shelf Wednesday, of course, and we have Blendageddon, a huge matchup tonight. We have some news to talk through, especially what's going on with Uncle Nearest. Just another development. It just doesn't stop. It's crazy. So plenty to talk about tonight and go through. But I'm glad you guys are here. Plus a bunch of DRUMKEY updates I can give you from the last 4 days. When I was down in Bourbon, Missouri, or I should say over in Bourbon, Missouri, not down. I don't know why I always think it's south. It's just over. It's just west a couple states. No big deal. So yeah, a lot going on there to kind of give you guys an update about what's going on. And yeah, that's about it. So I've already poured. So this is not the same Dark Arts that we tasted last week. This is actually the Master and Journey pick. The Dark Arts, this is a 12-year, 36% MGP that's been aged in an Armagnac cask. And it is delicious. It's pricey, but it's delicious. But what are you going to get for 12 years and, sourced and Armagnac on top of that? So there you go. Let's say hi to some folks here. We got 96 Millie Man in the house. We got JG is here. Travis Robeson. What's going on, Trav? Little Barry is here. Joey B. Nice to see you, man. Tim Romero. Patrick Grelick is here. Welcome, Cascadia. The Bourbon Coach. Hola and salute to everyone. Much needed Whiskey Wednesday is here. That's right. Stephen Walt is here. Bottle killing at Rebecca's last ride. Glad I have a backup. Oh, you have a backup of that one, Steve? That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that thing was a favorite. Top Jimmy is here. What's going on, Toby? Josh Fritz is here. What is up, Fritzy? We got John Legalbo. We got Dr. Sped. Got some Dusty's Delight in the Glen. How good is that pick? How good is the Dusty Delight? It's so good. For those of you that don't know what that pick is, that is our one of our Russell's picks that we released a couple weeks ago. Thing is a beast. Warren Smith, what's going on? Cheers to another Whiskey Wednesday. Absolutely. We got Tim Cornet. Poor Putter is here. What's going on? Cheers, chaps. I like that. Freeport Steve is here. I'm not sure if any of you saw the Ohio Meteor, but that's how I imagine distiller sample being delivered to Jason. Feeling fancy, got C&E in the glass. Yeah, not quite, but I feel like I actually felt it a little bit, but I don't know if I was mad or maybe heard it. I think I heard it, not felt it. The Meteor hitting. I feel like I did hear it to some extent. Let's see. Gasfin 911 is here. Isaac C. Who else do we got coming in here? Freeport Steve. My bourbon buddy is here. Rare Character Rye, batch 5 in the Glen. Rees Mash, Danny Lynn, Jeff Perkins, A-Brod is here. Let's see. Maurizio Pastenis is here. We got Robert Schemmer in the house. A bunch more people coming in here too. Dennis or the Child, 8550 is here. Nathan Jurgensen, what's going on, Nate? Matt's Palace is here. Little Blanton's Gold. All right, Little Blanton's Gold. 0.51 corn, like that. Bo's Wine Guy's here. Robert Schemmer already with the $2 super chat. Cheers, Jason. Been looking forward to this all day. Me too, man. It's been a kind of long day. We got Nashville Mac from Hack and Mac. Great channel. You guys could check them out. Prescription Bourbon is here. Also great channel. Are You Schlammered is here. Mark Hoyle and a bunch more coming in. All right, I'm just going to scroll down and catch up. Steve-O, Yanks Rule 311. Eric Snyder's here. Eric Snyder, that's right. Blendageddon, Frank and Blend champion. Eric, I did get your email, so I'll reach out to you once I wrap my head around what we're going to do for that. And we'll get into that. Tommy, mother effing D is here. Sipping a Corbin Catch 9-year rye, 21090 pick. Very nice. Cheers, Big Vic. Oh, Big Vic is here. Nice. Mark Emenecker's here. All right, we got the whole crew is here. I love it. Okay. So, yeah, what do we even start with tonight? Well, I'm going to start with this. Cheers. Let me know what you got in your Glen tonight. Let's just get the party going here. Cheers. Oh, I love that so much. Hey, Dusty. Well, here, let's take a look at this bracket tonight, guys. The Blendageddon bracket tonight is legit. Jason Johnson, Aaron Goncalves, Jeffrey Wack, Wise Guy Stu, Dusty Dan, all in week 2 tonight. That's right. That's who was going head to head a little bit later in the evening on Blendageddon. Crazy, right? Crazy. So, yeah, we got that going on. We got that coming up later. What else? Yeah, I'm just going to start tasting some whiskeys. Got red wine in the glass tonight. Cheers to all of you and happy St. Patty's Day, a day late. Those of you that, got to enjoy a very cold St. Patrick's Day, at least here in Ohio. I'm not sure where everywhere else was. But I'll tell you what, getting back from Missouri on Monday was definitely kind of nightmarish. And it wasn't even the flight. The flight was fine. The flight was delayed, obviously, because of the weather. But once I got back to Columbus, got to my car and driving, I got onto 270, which is basically the outer belt here in Columbus, got on to 270, and it was literally like an ice rink. It was a sheet of ice. It looked like some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of like Armageddon that happened because I'm driving along. There's nobody on the road. There's basically cars like off to the side that are either in ditches, crashed. There was a jackknife tractor trailer. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is happening? And then I'm like driving slow. And then I'm starting to see other cars. And then I'm literally a mile from my exit. And I was so tired. All I wanted to do was get home. This is already, probably 11:30 at night. And I just want to get home, get to my bed because I've been away for like 4 days. And I'm just exhausted from all the adrenaline from blending. And I get home. I get like a mile from my exit to get home and traffic just stops. Obviously, there was some kind of accident. All these cops were going by, and then everything was just like shut down. The traffic just stopped. I was at a dead stop for like an hour and a half. And I'm just like, I'm never going to get home tonight. What the hell's going on? So I finally got home, I think around like 1:30, 2 o'clock or something like that. It was crazy. So yeah. Well, Ohio in general is horrible. So with bad weather as well, but that's the stuff of nightmare. Yeah, it kind of sucked in that regard. Yeah, we went from shorts to severe thunderstorms, tornado watches to snow in one day in Georgia. Yeah, like when I was in Missouri, the day it rained, it literally was 70 degrees that day. We were done blending. I went back to the Airbnb, just chilling out. I'm on the phone with Kim. I'm sitting on the porch because it's so beautiful out. And then all of a sudden it just downpours. And then in a matter of like 20 minutes, it dropped like 40 degrees. It went from 70 to like 30 degrees like that. It was it was so wild. The wind, the rain. I'm like, what is going on? It's like the apocalypse. What is happening? It was nuts, man. So yeah. So getting home was quite the the adventure. But good to be home. Did a lot at Barrel King. Just kind of give you guys the rundown. I blended the next blend coming out here in a couple weeks is going to be the Rye Symbol. That's the rye blend of MGP and Green River Rye, Green River Cast Strength Rye, MGP Cast Strength Rye. Also finished in and also some rye that was finished in an Elijah Craig 23-year barrel. That's all blended together. So that's what I blended. That's releasing either the last week of this month or the first week of April. So more to come on that. Then what I filled, or what I blended, I should say, is the next blend after that, which is blend number 3, which I am calling Power Ballad. So Power Ballad is a blend of different ages of whiskeys that have been finished in Eagle Rare, Old Weller Antique, Willet, and Stag, all blended together. Also, there's some Green River in there to bring out the fruit. I really kind of wanted to make this like crazy, like taterific bottle. It's a blend of 5 and 13-year whiskeys that I put together. I mean, it's pretty crazy how it turned out. It's so bizarre how much the Old Weller antique finish. Man, wheaters are so powerful in blends. You don't need a lot of it. I definitely got to a point I'm like, I don't want any more wheater in it, any more wheated bourbon or any wheated characteristic in the blend. But this thing turned out exactly what I wanted. It is sweet. It is velvety. This is very different from the debut. The debut is more of like a punch you in the mouth type of experience. This is much more elegant. This is kind of like a higher elevated type of whiskey experience. It's going to come with directions. So basically what we're going to tell you is go in like your comfortable room, or wherever you sip your whiskey, go in your whiskey room, turn on some, your favorite power ballad. Can You Take Me High Enough? A little Faithfully, Open Arms, whatever you want, and just sip this whiskey and it came out. By the last day, I was really nervous about it. And by the last day, it really started coming together. So that's going to continue to sit for a couple more weeks. We'll see how the oak elevates. Jason, top 5 rock power ballads. Paul Pia, ask me that later. Well, I'll definitely do that. Yeah. So you're saying power bottom is not a normal thing to call the basis? Yeah, maybe not. So yeah, so that was a lot of fun to blend. That was much more, painstaking to blend versus the debut came together pretty quickly because of quality of barrels. So yeah, we did that. And then we filled we did 2 more blends. We did a base blend for the French oak. It's a wild turkey. It's an all wild turkey 8 and 9 year blend that went into French oak casks. And then we did a blend of ryes that is also went into a French oak cask. So a blend of, let's see, I think there was like 6, 7, 9 year rye that went into that blend as well, also going into a French oak cask. We didn't want to go too heavy on the age for that because of the, we want to let the French oak do its thing. And, because they're fresh barrels, we don't want it to get too over oaked. So there was some really, really, like the blends are delicious. They're just really solid, even keel all the way through. Now we just got to let the French oak do its thing, and we'll see what happens as we go down the line. And then we already storyboarded kind of the next one I'm going to work on later in the year, which will be the high age one. But more to come on that. So yeah, Def Leppard love bites for sure. Yeah, just not Nickelback. That's the only caveat. Hey, if you like Nickelback, go for it. Did you say this was called the Oakley Drumline? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Paul, I actually have it here. I can dive into that. You know what? Let's revisit that real quick. That's actually a good call out from Paul. Because that's a blend. That's my next review coming out, my next full review. And it has changed. And I told you guys these wheat whiskeys are a little bit wild, and how they change. So let me grab this here. So this is the Bernheim. Actually, let me grab the bottle can here. I did charge this up. So that should be ready to go, I think. Is this going to work? Yep, there we go. So there it is, guys. That is the Bernheim 20th anniversary 10-year wheat whiskey, cask strength. If you guys missed this a couple weeks ago when I tried this for the first time, there it is, 115 proof. It's got a big ass giant copper medallion on the front, pretty thick bottle. So there you go. Just kind of an elevated version of the usual bottle. But if anybody missed my tasting on this, let's get into it a little bit more because it has changed quite a bit since getting some airtime. And I just feel like this is something a lot of these wheat whiskeys do. It's interesting. Look here at SVP being the executive director of the Bespoke Stream. Jason, do you have a favorite power ballad of all time? I do. Yeah, it's hard to pick power ballads. There's definitely a bunch. I feel like it's really hard to beat Journey's Faithfully. I mean, you could flip flop Faithfully or Open Arms for me as number one. Maybe that's 1 and 2 for me, but Open Arms or Faithfully, those are really hard to beat as far as power ballads go. But there's a lot of good ones, man. There's a lot of great power ballads out there. Can You Take Me High Enough? You could call out Love Bites, Def Leppard. Definitely in my top 5. There's just something about that song. I love that song. Steelheart. Steelheart has a great power ballad. That's probably my top 5. I'll Never Let You Go. What a great song that is. That guy hits notes that I don't even know if Steve Perry could hit those high notes. Fly to the Angels, Slaughter. That's a great one. Love Me Some Journey. Oh, Carrie. Carrie's a good one. Yep. Skid Row. Oh, Skid Row. I remember even 18 in Life to some degree. It was kind of a power ballad. Well, one of their like slower songs. Nothing Else Matters. I don't think people view that as a power ballad. Maybe they do. Close My Eyes Forever. That's the is that the Lita Ford Ozzy Osbourne one? Yep. November Rain, Wayne Arnold. Such a good song. Okay. Let's get into this, guys. So the wheat whiskey in here, when I first cracked this, I said how wheat forward it was. It's definitely taken a little bit more of a backseat. It's gotten into way more of like a honey note, which I really like. White Snake, here I go again. Love SLB drinks. They were yammering on about orange sherry finished bourbon from Cedar Ridge. Was watching that video thinking, thanks for getting us that bottle first. Yeah, SLB did a review of that, but we got the pick before anybody got to taste the actual small batch. So, and we'd love to thank Cedar Ridge for allowing us to get that pick, get that barrel before anybody else did. It was pretty cool. Is This Love? Yep. Winds of Change. That's one of my favorites too. Down to Gookie Puck. Yeah, I love that song. Hey, Jason, how did the blend turn out? Team Rye, says Tony Bag of Donuts. Well, which one you're talking about, Tony Bag of Donuts? Got to see Tony at the distillery. It was awesome to see you, man. So yeah, this has become more honey for me. It's like a toffee honey combination. I think it's just very indicative of having a very sweet type of wheat whiskey profile. But I feel like some more baking spice came out to kind of balance the sweetness, which is kind of nice. Little like kind of like a nutmeg. But there is something. The Froke Rye. Yeah, the French Oak Rye blend came out great itself, but it's actually in the barrels right now. So we'll see. Actually, I have a video. I could show you guys. I could actually show you them getting dumped into the barrels. Here we go. This should work. Yeah, so there you go. Those are the brand new French oak barrels that we dumped the giant blend into. Came out great. We're really excited for that one. All right, guys, cheers. Let's revisit this one. So, kind of interesting. It actually mellowed out from the first time I tasted it. I feel like with some airtime, you don't get as much of the sweetness up front anymore. It really has kind of moved from the front to the back of the palate. I do think, however, a lot of the sweetness has kept true, and it's now starting to drink more like a wheated whiskey, where it's very easy to sip. It is pretty velvety, I would say. It's got a nice texture to it. I don't think it's super viscous by any means, but it does kind of glide across the palate very well. It's honey, it's toffee, it's got some sweet to it. I'm not picking up really a ton of dark fruit. There could be a faint hint of a cherry there, but yeah. Oh, Queensryche Silent Lucidity, prescription bourbon. That's a top fiver for me. I'm revealing my top 5 already. Jeez. Do you have Bernheim A225 to compare it? You know what? Do I? I feel like they sent me. Oh, I don't. You know why? Because they sent me a sample of it, and I actually put it into a old Fitz decanter blend that I'm working on. Basically, I took the samples that Heaven Hill sends me of old Fitz, and I blended those together, and then I threw some of the Bernheim in there to like beef up the proof. So I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. But I mean, I think I do have Let me see over there. Do I actually have any Bernheim? Let me see. Bernheim. I don't think I have any Bernheim hanging around. Yeah, because they're just samples. I don't get bottles, and unless I really like it, and I haven't like been in love with a Bernheim in quite a while. So, how much floor whiskey do you have, Brian Callahan? Right now my floor whiskey is, and I alphabetized all of it. It's actually, I'll just show you. Give me 1 second here. I'll show you the floor whiskey. Give me 1 second, because I can maneuver this camera. Hold on. It's a little dark, but you guys see all that? You can kind of see the bottle tops. But it stretches from one end of the room all the way to the other. Plus, I have all the shelves here. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's the I hope Jason's wearing pants. So yeah, I think kind of final verdict on this is this is an all retail bottle. You can get this for retail. It's good. It's probably one of the better Bernheims you're going to find. But if you're a big fan of the wheat whiskey from Heaven Hill, this is going to be right up your alley. But this is definitely not anything I would overpay for by any means. I feel like I'm starting to pick up a little bit of like pear, maybe some like candy apple in there to go along with the honey, which is kind of nice. But if you're looking for like deep, rich, dark fruit flavors, that's not what this is. So kind of take what you will with that. And I break it down further in the video. So you guys will see that. The SRP on that, it's a good question. I'm trying to remember what it was. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It is going to be $84.99. $84.99, 115 proof, 10 years old. I mean, there's better whiskeys out there for the money, to be honest. King of Kentucky on the floor. that King of Kentucky small batch, that's on the floor. Something about wheat whiskey I love. Yeah, Jordan, I mean, like that's what I said. If you like that wheat whiskey profile, you'll probably really dig that one, to be honest. Yeah, Great White definitely has a lot of definitely the power ballad. Yep. How's that Watershed, Kristen Nolan? We're gonna dive into a couple of these new bottles right now. So this Optimus is fire. Thanks for the recommendation. Oh, glad you found one. Yeah, one of the more interesting releases from recent like in terms of Buffalo Turkey. So yeah, better than Larceny barrel proof batches, Buttercuts. Man, I still would probably take the Larceny. I think the Larceny barrel proof provides more of a punch of flavor. There's just more going on. But again, I feel like wheat whiskey serves a very particular palate. And there are times where I really love it and times not. And, this just goes to show you, like, even when I go to America, even when I go to Heaven Hill and I do the You Do Bourbon experience, 9 times out of 10, the Bernheim is the last one I'm going to pick. But every now and again, they have a really, really good barrel in there. And it just shows you how sweet and how delicious wheat whiskey could be. But they're a little bit more few and far between than anything. All right, let's get this poured. So this is the newest Bardtown Cascadia Edition. Now it came in this beautiful white box. There you go. Now I think there's a little story in there, but I'm just gonna read it to you instead of trying to open that box again. Traveler Foolproof is holding the studio door open. I was lucky enough to grab a Provenance 14 after hearing your thoughts on the live stream a few weeks ago. Good stuff. Yeah, Jordan, it is good stuff, man. I dig that bottle. All right, let's get a. You're gonna focus up. Focus. There it goes. Cascadia, Bardtown, Gary on Oak barrel finish. There you go. So again, 375 milliliter. Nice dark color here. So, what the hell is Gariana or Gariana, however you say? I think it's Gariana actually. So Gariana Oak is produced out in the Pacific Northwest. It's like the flavors. So I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember Westland coming out with their special edition every year was a Gariana Oak release each and every year. So it's an interesting profile. I don't think it works really well, I think, with single malt, American single malt. I don't think I've tried it. There's been one with Irish whiskey that I tried, which actually wasn't bad either. The one with Irish whiskey, I think Method and Madness did it with Gary on Oak, which I think wasn't too bad. This should be interesting. So let me give you guys the breakdown here. So I'm going to skip all the bespoke marketing bullshit here. Blah-blah. Okay. Also known as Oregon White Oak, is native to Pacific Northwest, as I said. Grows most comfortably in the lush Willamette Valley. Prized for its strength and scarcity, its use in whiskey barrels remains a rare craft tradition. It cannot be farmed or cut at will, gathered only from fallen trees and sanctioned harvest. Very much kind of follows some of the rules like we get with Mizunara Oak. Its dense grain slows oxidation and evaporation and lends flavors to like clove and nutmeg, closer to French oak than American oak. So this is a blend of 3 bourbons, aged 9 and 10 years, each a different mash bill. After the whiskey was blended, it then rested for 10 months in 10 custom Gariana Oak barrels handmade by Oregon Barrel Works, a micro cooperage. There's that whiskey marketing again. People love using the word micro. Micro cooperage producing just 1,000 barrels per year. Unique to this release, these barrels feature a 3-hour toast to unlock additional layers of spice and complexity found deep inside the red layer. Okay. It was a thrill to partner. 107.5 proof. This will be $100 at the gift shop starting this Friday. So it'll be available this Friday if you're in town over there. So, all right. That's it. Let's get into it. Master John, where's the triple bass we were promised? So I recorded it, Burt's Bees, and then I was on the road and I went to edit it and the audio wasn't working. And I realized that my mic had turned off halfway through. So just goes to show you when I'm in the middle of film, because I was in the middle of filming a run and my audio doesn't tell me when it cuts out. So I have to re-record that. But the results were interesting. That's all I'll say. Have you had the Weston Gary on a single malt? Yes, it's been a while. It's been a while. What's the tree's micro ethos? Exactly. 3-hour toast. Interesting. Yeah, Burt's Bees. It was kind of brutal because I'm like talking through it. And then all of a sudden the audio just cut out. So it just sucks. Usually it gradually cuts out, but it just cut off. So all right. Let's get into this thing. Man, it's definitely spicy. It is definitely spice driven. This smells like Granny Smith apples. It's got a sawdust to it, a little sawdusty. Sawdust, Granny Smith apples, tons of baking spice. I mean, allspice, a little bit of licorice, a little bit of like black licorice here. Black tea. It's very, very, very savory. Very savory. I feel like that apple note is the only thing I'm really getting. You could kind of make an argument like apple pear. There's something like in between, I think. Man, this thing is, this thing just keeps opening up. Give me a second here. I wonder at what point does a 3-hour toast become a level 1 char? I don't think it ever does, Jordan. I think just the longer, because I don't think a toast will actually penetrate the outer layer like an actual char would. So with toast, it just gets you deep and deeper and deeper. Just kind of, that top layer I think stays intact. It's just how caramelized do you want to get it. Let me see. Does it say anything else here that I'm missing? Nope. Carry on. There we go. Yeah, 107.5. Let's see here. The resulting whiskey is singular, decadent. Oh, I'm not going to say, I don't want to read the tasting notes. Okay. I think that's it. All right. There you go. So, all right, let's go in here. Everyone slam that like button. It does help the channel. I appreciate that, Whiskey Nose. They did way too much with Dickel and got roasted for it. Yeah, I mean, if you've noticed, guys, and I told you guys this a couple years ago. We're going to see a slowdown of limited editions from some distilleries, not all of them. I think Bardtown was one of them. We don't see a lot of Discovery Series anymore. What we're seeing them lean heavily is into this. We've seen these way more than we've seen Discovery Series in the last couple years. So that's what I feel like they're leaning into now. Their whole marketing structure is set up. There's nowhere we won't go. When you see commercials for them or hear them or see billboards, that's what it says. So they are traveling all these different places to create these new profiles using, with special collaborations, which is cool. It's not always going to work, and obviously it's not going to be for everyone every single time, but it is interesting. Now, whether you want to pay $100 or $375 for a special collab, I mean, that's up to you. Yeah, this is very cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, maple syrup. Now I'm starting to get maple syrup through this. There's a definite maple note, like a maple almond type of thing going on. But all that is mixed in with that apple and the sawdusty note. So a definite different profile. It doesn't come off like a rye with all the savory. It doesn't really come off like a bourbon. I'm not really getting like the heavy vanillas or caramels. It's just kind of its own thing. It's its own animal. So yeah. All right. 3 hour, is that is there a disco? Is there no disco 14 label on the TTB? I think I did see one, Wayne, but all right, let's try this. Give us a try, guys. Cheers. Here we go. I'm going to need to get out my readers. What's the whiskey that's in here? So we have an 80% 10-year, 70-18. So that's Barton. I think that's Barton. Yeah, I think that's 70-18-12. 12% Indiana, 10-year. So that's your 21% rye MGP bourbon. Then another 8% Kentucky 9-year, which is 74-18-8. Oh, there's two 18% mash bills. So one of those is Barton. 70-18-12 and 74-18-8. Okay. Interesting. So the front of the palate is definitely more sawdusty than I would like it. I think that Garyana oak is just really kind of taking over, but the parts that I was getting on the nose, for me, at least second sip in, it's not translating to the palate. Like, I love the baking spice and I love how heavy that apple note I was getting, but it's not really translating here. I'm getting some of it, but I really wish there was actually more of like that really nice maple note I was picking up on the nose. I'm getting more of the. It's not corn. It's like more of like a sawdust note I'm getting on it. Black licorice, Definitely baking spices there, but it's also coming in very, very flat, which is disappointing considering the baking spices that the Garyana oak is usually known for. When you say it's something similar to French oak, you want that spice and that chocolate and that heaviness, but I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that on this release, unfortunately. Green apple for me, Todd. I get green apple on this. Hazmat. I'm not loving this off the bat. Not loving this off the bat. I think it's more geared towards possibly a rye drinker with the savory. It's got a nice lingering, almost spice rack type of thing going on the back end where you get pepper, you get cinnamon, you get nutmeg. It's a nice like mix of spices you get on the back end. But that black tea, like licorice note that's kind of coming through. I could deal with the black tea. I like black tea and whiskey, but the black licorice thing is kind of thrown off for me a little bit. Um, yeah, it's a really unique profile. This is one of those where I feel like people are going to love it or hate it. I think this is easily if you're one of the people that are trying to get the vertical for all this, if you want to get every single release that comes out, then fine, buy it, but do not overpay for it. If you can grab one at the distillery for retail, then go for it. If you're buying this because you're interested in trying it, do not buy this until you try it. It's just a different animal. Like I said, I've tried it with Irish whiskey and I've tried it with American single malt. And I still think my favorite is American single malt with this. Yeah, the sawdust apple funk that it has is just kind of taking over. The redeeming quality of this is how you get this complete spice palette that runs all the way through it. But it's not carrying enough sweetness to balance it all out. And overall, just as a whiskey pour, it's falling flat. There's just not enough punch of flavor here to warrant like me going, oh my God. If this had like a big punch of sweetness, a big punch of something, if that rye carried through and that spice carried through from front all the way to back, I would probably be more into this. But even the third sip in, it's just kind of falling flat. It's not giving me enough. Like I want more of what I'm tasting, but it's not giving that to me. So do you have a barrel preference as far as cooperage go? Kelvin, Zach, Independent Stave? Jordan, I love Kelvin. Love what Kelvin does. Independent Stave, I do think has some great barrels as well. Independent Stave, Kelvin has a very unique oak profile, especially on their heavy char barrels, and I think can really do wonders for a whiskey. But if you let it go too long, it could turn pretty quick. The barrels that we used for the DRUMKEY French oak was actually McGinnis. McGinnis is in Missouri, and those are the folks that make the barrels for Michter's. So they're extremely tedious in how they make their barrels. So the barrels we're using for the DRUMKEY French oak releases they're expensive. They're pricey. Like I said, the turkey blend that we did is going into a char 1 heavy toast French oak barrel, and the rye blend we did is going into a char 5 light toast barrel. So you get to see the differences in those two whiskeys and how that'll work. But yeah, we're gonna let that marinate here for probably at least 2 months and see what it turns into. Seguin Moreau, I love connoisseur cigar. I mean, Seguin Moreau is probably one of my favorites. What that does to whiskey, the profile, the texture, the rich fruits it gives it. Yeah, the Seguin Moreau is definitely up there for me. What's the story on that Black Diamond? We'll get into that. That's the What's on the Shelf Wednesday pour. Any other questions here? All right, let me do one last sip on this and we'll call this one reviewed here tonight. Again, good spice. The sawdustiness is there. I feel like it's opening up a little bit more. Maybe it just needs a little airtime. We'll see. when I do the full review for this. The sawdustiness, though, is still a little bit there. Apple, lots of baking spice. It's drinking a little, like, if you give your palate time to, between sips, I feel like you'll get more out of it. But if you like sip it and then you go for another quick sip after, it really flattens out. So again, if you're collecting the vertical for this, fine. Don't overpay for it. A lot of people overpaid for the French oak one, which was the cathedral, for good reason. That thing was delicious. But do not overpay for this one. And if you're thinking about buying this, definitely try it before you buy it. It's a whole different beast of a profile. Like I said, it's very baking spice heavy. The sawdustiness is there. There's tea. There's a little bit of licorice. This is not a dark fruit, heavy caramel, toasty flavor. This is more of a, like I said, what I've been explaining. So there you go. See, that sip was just flat. There you go. There it is. Oh, the Hokkaido was good. I was a fan of that one. Sorry, but did you talk about the Green River change? I did not address that yet. Listen, there's a lot of information about that's been out there. If none of you have heard, basically the story was that Green River had laid off a good amount of staff, and master distiller Aaron Harris was also let go. He was on now. This isn't anything I'm coming up with. He went on social media and he did a whole post about it. And I know he's very positive about his future explorations. I did get a chance to chat with him quite a bit. And, he feels like he can really help, like, down the line, distilleries that maybe need some help in distilling. I think he's looking at doing like a consulting startup, something like that, or possibly finding another role as a blender or master distiller somewhere. So, I'm sure opportunities will be out there for him, but it was kind of a shocking revelation since we just had the Green River wheated cask strength come out. We were hoping to see the cask strength rye come out from Green River. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. We know Lofted Spirits came in, purchased Bardtown Bourbon Company, which also owns Green River. So they probably had a say in what happened. Here's the thing, and this is all I'll say, then we'll end it, because I still don't have enough information to tell you guys exactly what's going on. But I could tell you that Green River definitely laid off a bunch of people. A lot of people lost their jobs, including Aaron Harris. Lofted Spirits, yes, they bought him, but if there's a situation, and we know kind of the downturn in American whiskey right now, there's a situation when people are losing money on investments, leadership tends to do a lot of dumb things. And whether or not you believe it was a dumb move or not, that's purely opinion. But Green River, to my knowledge, was always putting out really good whiskey at very good prices. And I've heard some people say, well, was it taking over some of the piece of the pie that Bardtown was putting out and kind of taking over their core lineup because people were gearing towards Green River more? I don't really know what the decision making was. It just seems a little bit bizarre, especially how quickly everything happened and the timing of it. So we hope to find some more information as we go along, but it was pretty wild, pretty wild. Let's be real. Private equity makes dumb short-term decisions when it affects their bottom line and their wallets. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, Lofted has more than enough capacity with BBC. They didn't need Green River. Yeah, they didn't need Green River, but at the same time, if Green River was the one making them the money, I don't know. But then it kind of goes to show you, was it making the money? That's why they want to cut. I don't know. We don't know the answers. I'm hoping to find out more information as the week goes on. I don't want to speculate. You guys know me. I'm not going to tell you shit unless I know for sure. But I know some of the stuff that I've heard. I'm not going to speculate until I have facts. So just kind of crazy story, man. Speaking of crazy stories, let's get into it. This is unbelievable. Unreal. Uncle Nearest, the latest in the saga. I don't know if you guys have heard about this shit going on. This is nuts. So, Fawn and Keith Weaver, founders of Uncle Nearest, have sued their lender, Farm Credit Mid-America, alleging the bank led a smear campaign against the Tennessee whiskey brand. Yesterday, March 17th, this just happened yesterday, Fawn Weaver took to Instagram to announce that the receivership of Uncle Nearest is done and that she and her husband, Keith, have filed a lawsuit against FCMA and the Supreme Court of the state of New York. The filing forms the latest chapter in a legal battle between the lender and the whiskey brand, which began in July of 2025. Farm Credit America claimed Uncle Nearest owed more than $108 million across several loans and accrued interest. In the initial suit, the lender claimed the whiskey producer provided apparently inaccurate barrel inventory reports. We know this stuff. Now the Weavers allege the bank has been leading a smear campaign against the whiskey brand, which can be proven with evidence already submitted in the initial filings. It gets better. Fawn Weaver said the complaint lays the groundwork to prove the bank knowingly circulated false accusations about Uncle Nearest, as well as Keith and me, including claims of missing inventory, financial misconduct, negative cash flow, and insolvency, despite possessing the records that contradicted every single one of those claims. More than 10 attorneys across New York, Atlanta, and New Orleans have spent the last 7 months reviewing this evidence together, and to say that they are ready to litigate this case is an understatement. Okay. In a press release distributed yesterday by Grant Sidney, an investment holding company, wholly owned by Fawn Weaver and the largest shareholder of Uncle Nearest, details revealed the suit filed by the founders alleges FCMA spread false accusations about the pair to protect bankers and deflect scrutiny from failures in a $102 million credit facility. Now, to go further, Weaver claimed the ending of Uncle Nearest's court-appointed receivership yesterday was generated by the brand filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So now the Weavers are filing Chapter 11 with Uncle Nearest in the midst of all this. Weaver confirmed in her Instagram post that she had approved the filing of Chapter 11 to reorganize the company's debt and protect its team members, as well as all of Uncle Nearest's creditors and shareholders. She went on to say the loan is at issue with FCMA as a principal balance of $102.6 million, which the company disputes. She explains, these liabilities stack up against an enterprise value estimated at approximately $529 million. She added that Chapter 11 is what has allowed so many of America's longest standing companies to keep growing after running into challenges, citing Delta, Marvel, and Neiman Marcus are examples. I should have seen the signs sooner. I should have acted sooner. I wish I had, but I can't go back and change the past. What I can do is make better decisions moving forward, beginning with making sure the story of Uncle Nearest is never again pulled away for what should have been always about the legacy of Nearest Green and his family. Now, despite these announcements from Weaver and her company, according to the court order, only the receiver has the power to take Uncle Nearest or any of the receivership entities into bankruptcy protection. So in the hours that followed, Philip Young, the receiver running Uncle Nearest, filed an expedited motion for sanctions against Weaver and her counsel for Weaver's wanton and willful violation of the court's order appointing the receiver. So under the order, only the receiver has the legal authority to take action on behalf of the company, and Young is now requesting $75,000 in penalties payable to Uncle Nearest levied against Weaver and possibly her attorney. The unauthorized bankruptcy filings in defendant Fawn Weaver's press release announcing the same has created substantial confusion among Uncle Nearest customers, vendors, distributors, employees, and shareholders, not to mention the confusion and trepidation has caused among potential buyer of its assets. So this is nuts. This is this is the gift that keeps on giving, guys. First, we learned last week there's a $20 million hiding from Jay-Z that they gave to them. We find out they don't pay their taxes since 2018. They're insolvent. Now all of a sudden, she's like, we should have made better decisions. I'm going to take the company bankrupt. She doesn't have the authority to do that right now because it's under a receivership. You can't just declare. It's like I wish I hear like Michael Scott from The Office, I declare bankruptcy, just screaming like at the top of his lungs. I feel like that's what Fawn Weaver did on Instagram, without any sort of actual substance in or power to do that. It's like, oh my God. Um, I like this just keeps getting, I don't know, whoever's looking at it, either worse or better as far as like entertainment value. This whole thing is nuts. And what I'm guessing here is that Fawn's going to try to make it bankrupt. I don't think the judge is going to allow it to go through because it's not hers right now. It's in receivership. She doesn't have the call to go bankrupt. Um, I, I I don't know, man. But here's the thing that I look at. It's when she says, I should have ran things better, I should have done better, I should have been a better manager. No shit. First of all, why don't you know that you haven't paid taxes since 2018? Um, and I think the last line of that is actually the most important. If Uncle Nearest is to be saved, to whatever degree it's going to be saved. Now, whether that be the barrel inventory, whether that be the name, whether it be the brand, all the, you know, every piece of marketing that they have, just all of it. This puts a very, very dark cloud over the entire organization, making it like every time this shit happens and every time there's more drama, the price is going down more every single day. The price goes down on all this. So if Fawn doesn't ever get it back, even if she somehow miraculously comes up with a deal, declares bankruptcy, and she runs it again, and or the bank ends up just taking the whole thing away from them, who's going to want to buy it? All the information, all the IDP, everything that's underneath that roof has been so devalued at this point. Whoever ends up buying these barrels, or even the actual facility, is going to get it for a song. And I think that's what's pretty terrible about this. Not to mention the fact it's the issue that nobody's talking about. Uncle Nearest Green, who she wants to live, kind of continue to tell that story and continue to build that legacy of who he was and what he meant to not only Jack Daniels, but whiskey history in general, American whiskey. It's a shame that name now is just going to be looked upon as almost like, don't go near that. Keep that name at arm's length. You don't want anything to do with it because, Uncle Nearest Green, he was a pioneer, back in the day, what he did, what he showed Jack Daniels making whiskey. And I just hope that's never taken away from the story, because now the story is shifting to something a lot more ugly. And, that's kind of tragic when you look at it across the board. So, it just sucks, man. Yep. I won't even buy their bourbon now. Rep is ruined, barring a massive change. Sazerac will buy it. Yeah, it's the definition of a shit show, Jeff. Totally. Yeah, I think she's cooked. She was focused on her marketing, her image, not the business, aka the book tour. That's something definitely to look at for sure. Plus, there's just like very questionable decisions: buying the place in Martha's Vineyard, buying the chateau in France. Why? You're a Tennessee whiskey brand. Why did you need those properties? There's no reason for it. I don't care how you want to spin it. Oh, we use them for clients and stuff. Why? Your story is in Tennessee. It's not in France, and it's not as Martha's Vineyard. That's what your story is. Tell your story where it should be told. You're obviously using these properties for something other than, selling your whiskey. I don't care how the fuck you spin it. It just sucks. I just feel like it's going to hurt the legacy of the name overall. And that's a shame. And to the point where does Jack Daniels even want to touch it? It's part of the Jack Daniels story, but I don't even see Brown-Forman going in there and being like, oh yeah, we'll take it on. It's gotten too muddy. So we'll see where this goes next week. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a hidden a bank account from T-Pain or some shit. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Tupac comes back and saves it. I hate to joke around like that, but like this story has so many twists and turns. You just never know what to expect week to week. It's crazy. It's crazy. So read up on it. There's more to come. I'm just trying to keep you guys, abreast of the situation as we go forward from week to week. It's I think Fawn has done herself a lot worse than good in this aspect. And it sucks. She was in charge of one of the coolest stories and brands on the market, and right now it's just being kind of dragged. So, all right, let's get into this Watershed. Holy crap! Watershed Barrel Strength Rye, 9 years old, 140. Is that a 3? I think it's 143.1 proof, guys. So I've had one small pour of this. So Watershed Distillery is right here in Columbus, Ohio. Watershed has gone through a lot of evolution since I moved here. Their initial mash bill had spelt in it, which was like an Ohio. I don't know if it's Ohio only grown, but it was kind of, from what I understood, spelt was a get into that dark arts. So guys, if anyone's interested, this pick is actually still available. This pick did not sell out. I think because the price point's a little high. I think it was $179.99 for that bottle. It's pricey. It's a 12-year, 36% MGP finish in Armagnac. It's available on Sealbox, Mash and Journey. So that's how it's spelt. So yeah, she had a flight with Brown Foreman. So why would they mess it up? Say what, Jason? Bro, get glasses. I know. Just leave me alone, man. I'll get glasses when I get them. Yeah, spelt was a terrible choice for a mash bill because the whiskey just was awful when I first came here. I'm like, this is not good. This has a really weird taste to it. Aaron Harris, who we spoke about earlier, actually went to Watershed, completely shifted the mash bill, made it more traditional mash bill, and it became what it became. So definitely the whiskey got better. And now this rye at 9 year and a hazmat, man. It's crazy. Yo, Jason Master Drum, you see Rio dropping this week in Ohio? I think that was the word for sure. I haven't seen it yet, though. I think spelt is type of wheat. At this point, what would anyone be buying? They don't have barrels because they haven't paid TDG, and they don't have property because they owe the bank. So what really would anyone be buying at that point? I think what they'd be buying is they probably could buy the property. Remember, the receivership, I think, has already sold one of the homes. I'm not sure if both of them have been sold, the French Chateau and also the place on, I think the Martha's Vineyard one was sold. I'm not sure about or it's at least up for sale. So you could buy the property and you could probably buy the whiskey inventory, but those prices would be extremely discounted and probably marked to where the actual value is and not what they said the value was. So yeah, it's an ancient type of wheat grain. There you go. Now this is a rye through and through, 9 years old. You talk about clove, spice. You kind of get those I just got milk chocolate in here. Like bitter chocolate, cinnamon. It's very rye bready. There's definitely a breadiness to it. You don't always get that in ryes all the time. Sometimes usually you get more the mint. You get, a lot of, the spice, clove, some of that. But this is chocolatey. This has gotten more chocolatey as it's opened up, which is kind of nice. The new Russell's 13 in Ohio already. Nobody's going to be like, oh boy, Uncle Nearest barrels. Alan Clark, believe it or not, they had some really good single barrels that I got to try. Now, I don't know what the quality is of the stuff they have in inventory, but they had a couple of really good single barrels in there. There's always going to be good single barrels dispersed. What the percentage of really good barrels versus mediocre stuff they have, who knows if we'll ever find out. Yeah, this is chocolate and rye spice and rye bread. Let's give it a try. Holy hell. Man, that drink's hot. Woo! I'm going to need some water. Wow. That drinks every bit of 143 proof. Dear Lord. Yeah, this is a spicy meatball, guys. You have to like really just in your face whiskeys with this. This rye whiskey, it has some good flavors, but I'm hoping the heat dissipates a bit because this drink's real hot. This is a burner, man. I'm not going to drink another sip. I don't want my palate to burn out here. But dude, that thing drinks hot. But everything I was getting on the nose is coming through on the palate. There's some chocolate there, a little bit of bitter chocolate. The spices there, red hot cinnamon, crushed red pepper. There's like almost this like chipotle pepper smokiness I'm actually picking up too, which is interesting. But man, this thing's a heater. This thing is a heater. That is one of the spiciest meatballs I've had in quite a while. Honestly, there's a nearest single barrel in New York City that I have last that was great, but asking price was not juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Is there any truth to the rumors of Russell's Reserve 10-year shelfer running low and being allocated? Says Brian Noon. Yeah, I heard this rumor too. I don't. Did anybody else hear this? Russell's 10-year apparently is going to be not going away, but it's going to be more limited now, and it's going to kind of take a little bit more of a back seat. I haven't heard anything. You guys know I always have my ear to the ground, especially when it comes to turkey. I have not heard that. If Rarebird 101 is listening, I don't know if he has any thoughts on this rumor going around, but that is nothing that I've heard. Now, mainly the rumors that I've heard is it's coming from distributors, that they're not getting any Russell's 10-year in anymore, just like we heard from the distributors that Cooper's Craft isn't coming in anymore, Cooper's Craft 100. So could there be some truth to that? Maybe. I don't think it's going to actually go away. Now, could they scale it back? Sure, they could scale it back. Maybe they're saving some of that whiskey to put in some of these more higher end legacy editions that they're working on. So, Jason, here are the facts near a screen. Thought Jack Daniels and all the products that JD is making is off the back near a screen. That's the part that pisses me off. Yeah. I mean, again, that goes back to the story. The story is going to get lost now again because of all this turmoil going on, unfortunately. And that's what I'm scared of. Breaking news: Laos Uncle Nearest inventory found all empty. Uses bathwater in the Weaver's Chateau. I heard it. That's all. Yeah, doubt it. I don't think that's happening, but I don't know. It could be rumors. I mean, if they scale it back, I mean, they have been scaling back. You know, some product lines have scaled back, but just haven't seen. I haven't heard any truth to that. So, well, it's just something to keep an eye on. All right, let's go to what's left here. Oh yeah, it's time for What's on the Shelf Wednesday. Let's go. I said we're going to do this each week. Just found this. Here we go. All right, this is the Black Diamond Bourbon made right here in Ohio. Story goes, at Black Diamond Brewery and so this is also a brewery. At Black Diamond Brewery and Distillery, we're proud to partner with the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway to honor our region's rich coal mining and railroad heritage. Together, we transformed a historic railroad boxcar into a rolling rickhouse, where our bourbon barrels aged in a parked train car. This innovative approach not only accelerates the maturation process through seasonal temperature and humidity fluctuations, but also breathes new life into historic rail cars. Experience the unique flavors born from this collaboration, a true testament, tradition, and innovation. So, let's see here. This is, so there's the Mine Shaft Bourbon, which is 80 proof. This is the Black Diamond Bourbon, which is 103 proof. So this is crafted with care in Ohio. Black Diamond Bourbon stands out for its complete complexity and drinkability. Okay. Are there any, I don't see any notes as far as what are they have a barrel proof edition too. They do have a barrel proof edition. This is the Black Diamond edition. I don't see anything in as far as what the mash bill is. I have no idea. Let's see. Distilled in Indiana and Ohio. Bottled by Black Diamond. All right. So this seems to be, I'm wondering if this is a blend of MGP and Middle West. That's where my mind goes. It's pretty light. You guys can check out the bottle here. There it is, Black Diamond Bourbon. You guys in Ohio, you guys seen this on the shelf? Apparently, this sold out when it first dropped, but I'm not sure exactly. I happened to see this and I grabbed it. I'm like, this looks interesting. It was made in Ohio, so we're gonna check it out here. Have not tried this. Never have tried this before. Middle West grain products. Yeah, maybe. I've heard it's good from a few coworkers. Let's see here. Whether it's neat, yeah, rolling. Okay, yeah, rolling rickhouse aging. Got it. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got. I believe I paid $50 for this. Definitely on the young side. You could kind of smell some corn here. Smells like honey cornbread a little bit. Get some cornbread, get some honey. Definitely get your vanillas, your caramels, kind of all the shit we've been drinking tonight. Finally get some vanilla and caramel here. They do cool stuff on the educational side, teaching distilling and brewing to college students. Yes, Julian, I did read that. That's pretty cool if they do that. Maybe it's a blend of Old Elk distilled by MGP and Middle West. Would make sense. Could be. Could have some of the Old Elk whiskey in it. But again, it's very nondescript as far as like mash bill. Not really sure what's in it. Give it a try. Oh, that's surprisingly kind of lovely. It started off like I was getting like the MGP citrus, but then it kind of took a little bit of a darker tone. All of a sudden, it went to more of a like borderline brown sugar, like almost brown sugar. It's like kind of like a nice caramel note, but almost brown sugar. It was darker than I expected off the nose. I thought this was going to be very light and bright, and it actually came in a little bit darker. That's just a solid, really good bourbon. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's very well done. It's just, is it going to win, any awards? Is it going to be whiskey of the year? No. But as far as a blended whiskey from two different mash bills or possibly two different mash bills, that's what I'm guessing. It actually works really well together. It's a nice balance of, I'm actually getting a little bit of like a bright cherry in there too. It's very light. It's very faint, but it's there. Almost this cherry, honey, vanilla, caramel, very borderline brown sugar, has a decent spice point to it, which is pretty cool. Solid bottle. I kind of dig this. Do I wish it was a little bit more? Yeah. I mean, I would probably seek out the barrel proof to see what those flavors are, uncut and unfiltered. I actually do wish it had a little bit more of a punch to it. But if they were going for something that drinks really light and easy and like, hate to say it, but smooth, kind of an easy experience, then I think that's what they nailed. They nailed it. I would put this in like the same realm as like a Michter's small batch type of experience where it's very light, it's easy, it's flavorful, it's sweet. I think Michter's is actually like a perfect comp for this. I feel like it has a little bit more bite than like Buffalo Trace. I don't think it's as sweet as Buffalo Trace, but I do think the experience is very similar. It doesn't really drink like Knob Creek 9-year. It's not Four Rosy at all. It's not like weedy like a Maker's Mark. I'm just looking at my shelf to kind of give you some comps for it. Even like a regular, like I feel like this even has a little bit more potency than just like regular Elijah Craig, the 94 proof. I feel like there's a little bit more to this than that. Yeah, I dig this bottle. This is nice. But I think Michter's small batch is actually a really good comp for this. Yeah, I did just come off hazmat, but the more I'm drinking this, I feel like my palate's resetting, and it just tastes good. It's just a really good, solid bourbon. Even at 103 proof, this could be like a great cocktail bourbon. It's very balanced. Yeah, I dig this. This is nice. Black Diamond. Hell yeah. Good job, guys. That's a good whiskey. If you're in Ohio, listen, if you're in Ohio and you're loyal to Ohio distillers, you haven't grabbed this one yet, give it a try. This is really good. Just it's not, like I said, it's not going to blow you away. Just a very good even keel whiskey. All right. Last bottle I'm going to break out tonight here before we go to Blendageddon is this Penelope 18-year American Light, which is 140.2 proof. But light whiskey hazmat doesn't hit me like rye hazmat does. But I am going to get a thing of water here. I meant to review this last week, but there was just too much whiskey to get to. I didn't get a chance to do that. But while this is opening up, let's go through. Were there any other news? Oh, yeah. There was a pretty big news story that broke today. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but yeah, here it is. Friggin' Elijah Craig 15. That's right. Elijah Craig has launched a 15-year-old single barrel bourbon at 108 proof. Elijah Craig announced the release of 15-year-old single barrel bourbon, expanding its lineup with a higher proof extended age expression, now rolling out nationwide. 108 proof. Suggested retail price for this one is going to be $150, $149.99. It joins the brand single barrel range as its oldest age-stated expression in that lineup. Elijah Craig is produced by Heaven Hill, one of the largest independent family-owned spirits companies in the U.S. It's going to start shipping this month. The result is bold yet refined whiskey that is approachable enough to be an all-evening sipper. So there you go. The return. Well, actually, was there ever an Elijah Craig 15? I don't think there ever was. But yeah, we had 18. Was there a 15? I can't even remember. I don't think there was ever a 15. But again, this is what we get when we have a lot of aged whiskey hanging out. We get stuff like that. So that's kind of the biggest story that broke. Yeah, there was the 23 as well. That's what I was thinking of, the 23. So I think the 15 is going to be just like the 18. Actually, obviously with more proof, better proof point, which I thank God they did that. It's not a 90 proof bourbon. They gave us some good heft to it. And for 150 in this market, we'll see how it goes. That could be a bourbon that's going to fly off the shelves really quickly and then come back and maybe sit around a little bit. We'll see what happens, but I do like the proof point on it. I think it's spot on. I think it's a great proof point for something to that age. And because they're single barrels, obviously there's going to be ones that are going to be better than others. But I think when you get a 15-year Heaven Hill at 108 proof, if you hit on a good barrel with that's going to be a pretty damn good whiskey. So Heaven Hill just rolling out banger after, like Heaven Hill has now become the new Beam. Heaven Hill has just kept coming out with stuff and it hasn't stopped. 15-year at 108 proof for 150. What the F? Do better? Do better, Josh? I don't think that's a bad price. 15-year-old whiskey at 108 proof. What would be your proof point? What would be your ideal? Let me know, guys, down in the chat. Is that a good proof? Is that a good price, or do you feel it's over? Let me know. What do you guys think? No, that's a solid price. Banger after banger. $10 a year, fine by me. Great price. Yeah, Willet 15 would be, $4,000. Yeah, I think 150 is actually a really good price point, to be honest. 18 proof points on the 18, not a bad bump. EC18 wasn't bad. It was just, I'm psyched for this as Nashville Mac. Not like you could find 15-year cheaper, but they do 10-year for 80 is all. They do 10-year for 80. Yeah. But again, I think the 15-year is going to command something, but Heaven Hill Weeded is a banger for $100. Heaven Hill weeded. Just pay $300 for King Small Batch. I will take $150. I'd be happier if it was like $120 since it's not barrel proof. I think that's where it's gonna. I think that's where the struggle is gonna be for some folks is that it's not barrel proof. It's 108. But honestly, guys, it could have been 90. It could have been 90, just like the freaking 12 year. So, be happy we got 108. They do 12 year for 80 at most points. Yeah. But here's the thing. It's like 12 year, I think, is more common than 15. You don't see 15 very often from distillers. So they're going to have a premium on it. Now, Heaven Hill, Beam, some of the bigger guys that probably have a lot of 15-year whiskey laying around, Russell's 15, which nobody has any complaints about paying retail for, that was a $250 bottle. Their single rickhouses are younger than Russell's 15, and that's $300 a bottle. Honestly, Wild Turkey gets shit for that too. But again, if the whiskey's good, people don't end up minding the prices more so than anything. The problem with this Elijah Craig 15 is that they're single barrels. So you're going to have some barrels that are going to be really good and some that are going to be mediocre. And unfortunately, you don't have the barrel proof punch to kind of save it from being a little bit meh, because it's a lower proof. At that lower proof, it's got to be really good or it's going to be a little bit too maybe over oaked, but we'll see. It's going to be a little bit more of a gamble when you're buying these whiskeys, when you're buying these single barrels, especially when you don't have the chance to try them. So we'll see what happens, man. But I think that's the truth of it. About the same price as a KC15 and higher proof at similar price. It's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a fine price point. This is freaking candy. This Penelope light whiskey, holy crap. But it's candy with a little bit of there's a little bit of a backbone to this, which I like. There's some oak here. Just enough to balance it out. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I like that one even way more than the 17. You know why? There's some oh, you guys are going to kill me in the chat for this, but it feels thick and rich. I was going to say girthy, but I didn't want to say girthy. Well, now I said it. It just feels like there's like a heaviness to it. There's like it's got like body. It's got a heft. It's not just candy and sweet. It's actually oak, and there's texture to it. This is good American light whiskey. When I think of American light whiskey, I want it to be this. Should I clip that? Yeah, maybe. Chasing After Dark. Here it comes. I told you guys. It still drinks like light whiskey. It's candy. It's vanilla. It's almost like Frosted Flakes and every sweet cereal you could think of. Little honey smacks in there. It's very sweet. But man, the thing that turns this into a little bit more of a complete whiskey is the oak profile on it. If you guys have not gotten this Penelope light whiskey, if you haven't seen it yet, and you like light whiskey, that where's Tommy D? Dude, I know I sent you the other one. I'm not sending you this one. I'm keeping this one. That's really good. So it just has more. It just has an extra couple layers to it. That's what I like in light whiskey right there. That's good. So nice job on that one, Penelope. And it's a great price. I think these came out at like $90, $100, something like that. It's worth every penny, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a really good bottle for the price. That's good. So if you guys have not tried this American light whiskey, this is a light whiskey. I mean, look at the color of it. It's got a nice color for light whiskey. For those, I saw somebody ask like, what makes it light whiskey? It's really the mash bill, and it's the fact that it's aged in a used barrel rather than a new barrel. So it's 99.1. So it's 99 corn, 1 barley. And then it's aged in a used barrel rather than a brand new barrel like bourbon is. That's why the age statements on these are so high. It needs the time to marinate in order to get the sweetness levels. If this was in a new barrel, it probably could take like half the time, maybe 10 years, maybe even a little less. But a used barrel, it's going to need the time in order to get that punched up. So, all right. Before we get into the Blendageddon stream here, the Blendageddon portion of the stream, let's go through some new labels that I found. We got Girl Dad Bourbon coming in hot, 101 proof. I don't know who makes this, where this is from, but I just thought it was kind of a cool label. Girl Dad Bourbon. So for all you girl dads out there, check it out. It's coming soon. I did. I was with Matt down at Old Road Spirits, and Matt's like, dude, I have 2 girls. He's like, that's got to be a way higher proof in order to be called Girl Dad Bourbon. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So Matt was like, yeah, 101 proof is probably going to be too low. Looks like Larrikin is coming out with a couple new releases. Larrikin's coming out with their own American light whiskey, single barrel hazmat, 8 years old. This will be pretty hazmat-y at 8 years old. That's most likely going to drink. That's going to drink hot. It's a 375. It looks like 140 proof. Larrikin's also coming out with a Ballad. Looks like they're going to have an age statement. They already have one. Looks like this one's going to be age stated, 9 years old, 100 proof. Now I know they do use some Bardtown juice. I'm not sure if that's going to be that or something else. And it looks like they're coming out again with their Pour for the Roses. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, aged 9 years, single barrel and cask strength. So looks like that's going to be for the Kentucky Derby. So there you go. Still Austin is coming out with something called Rare Stock. This sounds interesting. Double oaked malted blue corn bourbon whiskey. This sucker is either going to be really delicious or it's going to be really earthy. But I'm hoping the double oak will really kind of push that sweetness through. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's really it on that front. And then, of course, we cannot go without our bourbon meme of the week. Here we go. This one was just specifically for St. Paddy's Day. Dad, are we Irish? Shut up and finish your whiskey, son. I just thought that was funny. And then I think JG sent me this one, which made me laugh. This next one. Yeah, I got 2 this week again. This was basically when the Bardtown label switched. When the Bardtown label switched to that new bottle design. When your favorite whiskey gets a minimalist rebrand. It's The Godfather. Look how they massacred my boy. That one definitely made me, being a big fan of the Godfather movies, that one made me laugh. That was a good one, JG. Thanks for sending that along. Appreciate that. I've gotten a lot of great memes from viewers. So, guys, if you're coming across some good whiskey memes, good bourbon memes, send them on over to themashanddrum@gmail.com. I appreciate it. You might see it on a live stream. Hazmat is the new Amburana. Absolutely. Hazmat is the new Amburana. And yeah, what's the other marketing bullshit that's out there now? Yeah, Hazmat's definitely one of them. Hazmat has become the new Amburana. Everyone wants Hazmat. Micro batch, ultra small batching. I mean, that's become pretty paramount in marketing right now. Obviously, yeah, you guys know my thoughts on like using the word bespoke and ethos, all that bullshit. But yeah, Hazmat has become a big player as far as ways to push whiskey. Right now, it's like high age statements and Hazmat. That's what seems to be driving the market quite a bit. And damn the price points, people seem to still be buying this shit. So it is what it is. X Sparrow's artisanal. Yeah, artisanal is definitely something. Sonny's temperature sweet Cindy. His temper did lead to the downfall. Yeah, I mean anything more rare, short barrels, Hazmat, all that stuff is gonna continually keep selling bourbon and selling whiskey. And obviously, my biggest gripe is the watering down of beloved brands. Like a King of Kentucky. Now we have another Elijah Craig coming out, 15 years. It's just they keep coming out with new labels and new glass and new all of it just because They have the whiskey to do that with, and the status quo isn't selling. It's got to be something new all the time, or all this whiskey they have. It's like you wonder. It's like, they could be talking and be like, oh yeah, we could just put this beautiful 8, 9, 10 year Bookers in a regular Bookers. No, we have to call it the reserves. You know what? Let's put some tequila on it. The reserves too. Now we're gonna do this and then throw some fucking cinnamon in it. Now it's the next reserves. Heaven Hill's like, let's do a grain to glass version. Let's keep pushing that. Let's bring out a Bernheim whiskey, a high age one. We'll put a new bottle, put a copper plate on it. It'll sell. Now, there's a big gap between Elijah Craig 12-year and 23. Let's bring out a 15. We got an 18, but I think we need a 15. It's endless. It's endless. This is and again, I always say this, the only distillery that we don't see this from is Four Roses. Four Roses is like, F you. We're just putting out what we make. I don't understand how a lot of MVPs use Green River barrels and they just laid off all those people and make it seem like they're struggling. Seems like they should very be. Yeah, Danville Bourbon, we kind of brought this up. We were talking about it when we were in Bourbon over the weekend. These like the barrels that you guys got to taste from the G Rick House, which is not regular Green River barrels that are out there. Those barrels that were out there at like 8, 9 years old were amazing. It's like, why didn't a lot of those barrels make it to the market? As far as like regular releases, I thought it could have made Green River completely, a completely different lens that people would look at it. But, I'm sure they have their reasons. I think that was the Jacob Call distilled whiskey, the OZ Tyler stuff versus the stuff that Aaron was making. Probably a very different profile versus what they had. They wanted to go with the newer profile, something that's a little bit more affordable versus some of those real like big flavor monsters that we had. So I don't know. One of those things. Do you think the Elijah Craig 15 was a nail in the coffin for a return to older ECB batches? It could be. And again, and I say this all the time, Bourbon is very future forward thinking. They could have come up with that years ago and said, look, this is how the market's going to go. It's very future forecasting. So I'm sure they thought of that happening with the amount of whiskey that they have distilling. It's like, you know what if we drop we put some younger whiskey in Elijah Craig barrel proof and let's start, let's start putting some of that into the Heritage Collection. Let's start putting that into another Elijah Craig. All these things just keep happening. And same thing with Jim Beam. Same thing with Buffalo Trace. It's all happening. I actually had a funny, I was in the Discord with my group and we were talking about how, Buffalo Trace just bought that big distillery, a few weeks ago. And all these other places are struggling, Uncle Nearest and, whatever's going to go on with any other distillery, that Sazerac will eventually buy that too. And eventually all bourbon is Sazerac. All whiskey is Sazerac. Everything eventually ends up being Buffalo Trace. And I feel like that's the road we're going down. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. I think we're only going to get barrel proof rye ECBP this year and have too much bourbon sitting on the shelf. You mentioned on Patreon Live, and I still haven't seen it, but have you heard if they're going to release EC A126? No. We're not going to have a Larceny A126, and we're not going to have an ECBP A126. From the people that I've talked to, we're not seeing that. Maybe because they're pushing the rye, because they have this Bernheim, the Heaven Hill 22 is hitting. They still have old batches just sitting around. Maybe they read the room and said, like, you know what? This isn't really selling right now. Maybe we give it a break. Let's focus on the rye. So I don't think we're going to see it this year. If we would have, I would have gotten bottles weeks ago. So I don't think we're seeing, will we see it in May? We'll find out in a couple months. But from the people that I've talked to, we are not getting a Larceny barrel proof or an Elijah Craig barrel proof A batch anytime soon. So now if it somehow gets announced tomorrow or the next day, sure, fine. But I don't think it's happening. Yeah, the ECBP rye is phenomenal, though. I would hate to be the bourbon to follow that up if it's like 9-year juice in it, because that rye was freaking killer. All right. I want to make sure these are my sticker. Yeah, I got 5. All right, I got 5 of them, guys. 5 blends. Gonna mix these up. There's so many EC private barrels out there too. Yeah, there's all the picks out there. All restaurants are Taco Bell. Oh man, dang Hooper. That is from what movie? Demolition Man. Nailed it. Everything is Taco Bell. Carry Fred. All bourbon is whiskey, but all whiskey isn't bourbon, but all bourbon is Buffalo Trace. Exactly. Fuck, now I want Taco Bell. Hoopa coming in. All right, guys. So, yeah, we tried some fun stuff. Actually, if any of you guys want the dark arts tonight, if you want to grab one, I'll throw the link in the chat. Again, it's pricey. It's $179.99 because it's 12-year sourced and Armagnac-y. So, I will throw this in the chat. And there is a password for this. And the password, I believe. Wait, before I drop that, let me get the password because I don't want to mess it up here. I mean, when the picks make it through Patreon, I'm willing to share. Let's see here. I mean, it's a killer barrel, guys. It is pricey, but this was like the only Armagnac finished bourbon that I've tasted that I love. So we grabbed it. Okay. All right, so that's that. And no, shit. And there's the password. Oh, just got it in. So they're simultaneously there, guys. So that's the seal box, and that's the password to get in if you wanna grab one of those bottles. So there you go. All right, guys, it is Blendageddon time. Here we go. Let's take a look at the bracket, the newest bracket, I should say. Let me throw this up here. I believe I have, okay. Yeah, I think I updated the bracket. So there it is. We have the 2 winners that moved on last week getting into the Sweet 6. And then this is what we got going on tonight. Week 2, Jacob Johnson, Aaron Goncalves, Jeffrey Wack, Wise Guy Stu, and Dusty Dan. Guys, we got some big hitters in the group tonight. Good luck to everybody. Let me throw this on. Let me get the ticker going so you guys know exactly who's in this. Let's see here. Do I have it here? Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's the banner. There you go. That's how you guys follow along. I'm going to get a little bit of music going, and then we are going to talk about some of the best power ballads on the planet. And just for that, I'm going to play some do I have some of the the 80s stuff that I had on here? I feel like that'd be perfect. No. I don't think that's one. Oh, this might be one. No, that's not it. I'll have to find one here. I really wish I could play I don't know, some really good hair band bangers while I'm sifting through this shit. So we'll see. Journey or bust. All right, guys, let's get into this. Let me have some water here. Take a little bit of a break. Reminder: top 5 power ballads and your shoes tonight. And Davis. So tonight I'm wearing some of my I call these the Silver Surfer Jordans. These are all Silver Surfer Jordans. They're kind of shiny. These are my Silver Surfer Jordans. I love these. I wear these a lot. Probably got to get a backup pair for this. So yeah, these are all Silver Jordans. It's actually got a shiny silver here. The swoosh is shiny, so that's what I'm wearing tonight. I did just acquire a couple of cool new pairs. I'll probably break one of them out maybe next week. So yeah, good luck everybody. Good luck to all the contestants. Adam Dorman quit that. Quit what? AJ1 lows have come a long way. Yeah, and actually they're still pretty underrated. A lot of people don't really they rather have the SB dunks than some of the other ones, but okay. We got some hitters going tonight, guys. Here we go. There's no dirt in my pores. It's fine. Now there's dirt in the pores. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. All right. Are you going to make a full review video on the ampersand Optimus? Yes. Yes. The sneakers on and off so damn easy. Oh, yeah. You hate when I do that. Are you getting the patent leather AF1? No, I don't really rock the Air Force Ones. I don't know. They just don't look, I don't know. They just don't look right on me. I don't know what it is about them. What's your thought on the Kirkland SB dunks? I thought they were they were definitely a cool release, but they didn't release here in Ohio. I think the resale on them is crazy, like for $500. And they're literally made of, they look like they're made out of like the Kirkland sheets. But I do like the details. Some of those details are really cool. The what do the kids call hot dogs these days? The glizzy. It's that $1.50, the hot dog and soda combination that you get at Costco for like, what a deal that shit is at Costco though. All right. Let me grab my notebook here. Kind of keeping a log of all these guys. Next week, we will have a guest judge. I have a cool thing I'm going to be doing with guest judges this year. Different than the whole peanut butter and jelly thing. I think we've kind of played that out. So you'll see it next week with our first guest judge. So Costco loses money on their hot dogs and roast chicken. Yeah. Yeah, the shoe I'm looking forward to is obviously going to try to get the new Virgil Abloh, the Alaska, the Jordan 1 Alaska from Off-White. You know, going to try. Doubt I'll get that one, but going to try for it. Who knows? And then trying to think of any other cool shoes that are coming out that I'm trying to find. Not really. That's kind of the number one. I did grab a pair. I did get the Jordan, the Unions. I got the Jordan 1 Unions that came out, so been pretty lucky lately. How do you like your peanut jelly and butter? Best hot dogs in the world are Hot Grill, Clifton, New Jersey. Anybody here in Ohio go like Dirty Frank's? Dude, I love Dirty Frank's. Dirty Frank's got some good hot dogs. Love Dirty Frank's. I love the nose on blend 1 here. This has all the spice you need. Black pepper. A little bit of red pepper here too. I think a little crushed red pepper. Oh, the new Jurassic Park Smack Carter. Yeah, those things are pretty cool looking. I just also got a pair of the, I got the Jordan, not the Jordan, the Nike Dunk Low Stranger Things. I got those too. So you could say you're waiting for the other shoe to drop? Yeah, pretty much. The best hot dog is a bratwurst. Can only wear one sneaker for the rest of your life. For me, it used to be AG1 high, but these lows are life once you hit 40. Yeah, man, I'd probably go Jordan 1 lows for me too. I don't mind Jordan 1 highs, but they're not as easy to wear as Jordan 1 lows. I'd probably pick Jordan 1 lows. The older man in me would probably would wear the Nike Vomeros. The Vomero, the running shoes. They are so effing comfortable. They're the most comfortable shoes I think I've ever worn. They're so it's like walking on clouds. Love the nose on this. Let's give it a try. Somebody's playing to my love for spice and baking spice and, you know, balancing out the spice and the sweet. That's what number 1 is. Number 1 brings It's like everything you love about. It's kind of like wild turkey-ish. It's like everything you love about wild turkey: the clove, the black pepper, the spice. But you also get like a nice like creamy vanilla. There's something also a little bit tangy in number one. It's like almost like a cream cheese like frosting type of deal in number one. I don't think the proof is super high, but it's a nice blend. I dig that one. Nothing like a soubrette hot dog stand in your... Oh, Tom Hanley, you're speaking my language, man. A soubrette hot dog stand in New York City. I like the hot dogs. I might cause some controversy here. Who here likes the hot dogs from Skyline? Skyline, fucking chili, and Skyline's hot dogs are disgusting because they're steamed. They're not grilled, or they're steamed hot dogs. They are so gross. Like when you bite into it, there's no snap. It just like melts in your mouth. It's disgusting. But I know a lot of people that love Skyline, but I can't do that place. No, thank you. Number two. Number two has Amburana in it. I'm saying it right now. Some asshole put Amburana in number two. I don't know who did it, who felt like they could pull it off. Somebody put Amburana in some shit. Yeah, Skyline chili. They have the hot dogs that you get, and they put the chili on top. And the hot dogs are like, they're steamed. It's so gross. I don't know. Maybe it's not Amburana, but it's very heavy cinnamon. This is a cinnamon bomb on number two. But I feel like there's some Amburana in it, but let's try it. I hope this doesn't destroy my friggin' palate here. Okay, maybe not, but it's still very heavy cinnamon. It tastes like someone took a box of like cinnamon Trident and somehow, or like Big Red gum, and somehow like put it in a glass. It is very, very cinnamon heavy. It's like old Granddad 114 on steroids. Oh yeah, Fireball. Yeah, it's like borderline Fireball, Jesse. That's a good call out, dude. I don't know if I like that. It's just too cinnamony. Yeah, red hot Valentine's candy, all of it. How about the fried Italian dog? I would ask for the Weller at the bottom. Wayne Arnold, I don't know what you're saying there. Fireball, Blanton's, and Blue Run. It could be Sebastian. Somebody throwing in some freaking ringers in here. Yeah, that is so cinnamon heavy. Holy crap. I don't know about that one. Let's go to number three. Oh, number three smells nice. This is a nice smelling whiskey right here. This is what gives you, it's not super bold. I feel like I'm getting some like red apple in this, not green apple, red apple. Red apple. A little bit of clove here too. I'm picking up tea in here as well. So maybe it's a little bit of a rye, some black tea, maybe a little citrus as well. This one's interesting, this nose. Let's give this one a try. Ooh, I like that. That's probably my favorite so far. I feel like this has a nice blend. Ooh, and a good spice in the back end too. This leans into more of like an orange blossom honey herbal tea type of flavor profile. It just has this really nice mix of orange peel, maybe I don't think it's honey, but there also is like a like a twinge of like a dark fruit there, almost like a maybe like a fig, something along those lines. This is pretty nice. But I feel like there's some great rye spice in here. Just some great viscosity too. Number 3 so far wins the viscosity contest. It's very rich. It's got great balance. That is the one to beat right now, is number 3. Number 3 is great. All right, yeah, let's talk about power ballads. Let's go. Power ballads. If I could pick my top 5 power ballads of all time. Yeah, you know what? Let's make this official. Let's make it official, guys. Here we go. Top 5 power ballads. My top 5. My personal top 5 power ballads. Number 5. God, there's so many. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I don't miss any. Give me a second here. I just have to like look at a list because I know I'm going to miss one or two. Top power ballads all time. All right. All right, here we go. Let's, oh, no, that's not what I want. All right, here we go. This is what I need. I just need to look at a list here. No, that's not going to be on top 5. Oh my God, all the ads. Nope. You know what? I'm just going to shoot to their top 10 and see if I agree. What the hell song is that? Oh my God. This has like 17 ads. I'm getting out of this shit. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to say number 5 for me. Power ballads suck. This is cracking. Do you guys think Asia Heat of the Moment is a power ballad? I don't see that as a power ballad. Oh, Sister Christian, Night Ranger. Man, there's a lot of good ones here. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I don't want to drag this out too much, but I'm probably going to go with, that should be way higher. I think my number 5 is going to be November Rain, Guns N' Roses. Love that song. It's a long-ass song, but I think that's my number 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with, I think, I'll Never Let You Go by Steelheart. Number 3 has to be, oh my God, I forgot about that one. Warrant Heaven. Oh, Heaven is a great power ballad. Fuck it, I'm going 3, Warrant Heaven. Such a good power ballad. Yeah, Fly to the Angels I love too, but I don't know if that's a top 5 for me. Skid Row I love. That would probably be a top 10. I don't think it's a top 5. Number 2, I think it's going to be Love Bites, and number 1 is going to be probably Journey. I'm going to say Faithfully over Open Arms for that one. I'll say Faithfully. There's too many good ones, though. Oh, Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue. Oh, that's such a good one, too. I learned that on piano. I think every guy learned that shit on piano. So many good ones, man. Who let 21090? Yeah, this is kind of a 21090 conversation. Spring Steel, Jungle. Big Vic, did he say Frozen? Big Vic, are you talking about the Disney song Frozen? Oh, High Enough Damn Yankees. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, High Enough Damn Yankees, I think it would be in my top 5. I might have to bump November Rain. You know what? No, I'm bumping Warrant. It's got to be Damn Yankees high enough on the number 3 spot. I love that song. That is such a good power ballad. Just the way it starts. Just the way it like begins that song. Oh my God. You're too young for LA Guns? No, I remember LA Guns. Meatloaf, I would do anything for love. Whiskey Nose, of course you would put out Meatloaf. All right, number 4. This is, again, we're getting to like that orange, lemon, citrus spice. It's got a little smoke, a little bit of a smokiness to it too. It's like an Easter ham. It's like citrus and clove and lots of spice here. Oh shit, that's a big whiskey. This is a flavor bomb. This comes in with the citrus and the spice, but it's like you feel like there's simple syrup in it. It's very sweet. It's very rich. So I thought 3 had the best viscosity. 4 was like hold my beer. That thing is dense, and it's way darker than I thought it was going to be coming off the nose. It's getting borderline cardboardy, where it's getting that bitter, wet cardboard note from probably sitting a little bit. It's not quite there yet, not like Big Vic's blend. Sorry, Vic. But it's getting to a point like I'm scared that if this sits longer, it could go a little bit overboard into that super bitter, like moldy oak note that I just can't stand. It's not there yet, but it's getting close. It's borderline. Tesla Love Song I like, but I like Tesla's version of Signs better. I don't know if you would consider that a ballad or a power ballad, but I like Tesla's Signs better for sure. Man, it's close. It's almost at that point, but it's very good. 3 and 4. So far, the leaders in the clubhouse for me. I don't think maybe Signs isn't a power ballad, but it is a really good song. I Want to Know What Love Is. Yeah, that's a good one. What about More Than Words? Extreme. Great effing song. Come on, Nuno Betancourt on guitar. That dude can fucking play. Probably still a very underrated guitar player. Not a lot of people talk about him, but he is an incredible guitar player. Scorpions. Yeah, I tend to lean more towards like Scorpions' Wind of Change, for sure. Yeah, Carrie I like. What's the one that oh, what the hell's the name of that band? It's going to make me crazy. Was it on this list? Wasn't Warrant. Oh, man, I forgot. Bad English, When I See You Smile. Great song. Great power ballad. But for that song, you had John Waite was the lead singer, and then you had members of Journey that was in that band when that came out. Mr. Broken Wings? I don't see that as a power ballad. Home Sweet Home for sure. Ozzy Osbourne, Mama, I'm Coming Home. That's one of my favorite power ballads. I definitely would call that out. Yeah, Def Leppard, Love Bites. Whitesnake, Is This Love? That's got to be a top 10 song for sure. Heart Alone. Yep. November Rain. Open Arms. Oh, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I forgot about that song. I feel like that's not like a power ballad. That's more like acoustic. I don't like power ballad has to have like the drums and the guitar and everything. I don't really get that vibe from Every Rose Has Its Thorn. It's more of a kind of an acoustic piece. On this list, Aerosmith, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing is the number one power ballad. It's not a bad one. Oh, I was thinking about the one Winger. Winger. What's the song from Winger that they put out? Somebody in the chat will know. The Winger. It was their most popular power ballad. What's the one that Winger came out with? Yeah, seems like my top 5 is the top 50. Exactly. Crazy by Aerosmith, the power ballad? Maybe in some regards, I think. She's on 17. It's not 17. Winger, it's not 17. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure if that still holds true, but I think Don't Want to Miss a Thing, out of all the songs that Aerosmith put out, up until that point, Don't Want to Miss a Thing was their only number one hit. I'm not sure if they did another song after that. Miles Away. That's it. Thank you, Tiff. Tiff got it. Miles Away by Winger. That is the power ballad from them that I dig. Yep. Just play Whitesnake. Yeah, you could literally just play Whitesnake. All right, let me go to the nosing notes here. Again, another like savory, I think rye forward blend. I think we got a good amount of Boo here, which is kind of cool. But I'm getting a lot of rye spice here. Some really this also seems very potent as well. Not getting orange. This is the first one where I'm getting like a really nice sweet oak note. I just hope it carries through to the palate here. Ooh. There's a number 5 is layered. Chocolate. Dark fruit. Not too sweet. I don't know, man. Honestly, 3, 4, and 5 are my tops, and one of these 3 good blends are going to be eliminated. 1 and 2, unfortunately, I don't think are making it. I'll try these one more time. One is just a little too flat. And 2 is it's just all cinnamon. It's way too much cinnamon. It's so like one note. It is cinnamon red hot. It's Fireball in a blend. All right, I'm gonna try these 3 here. One of these blends is going home. Unfortunately, you ran into a pretty tough bracket here. But let's see. So 1 and 2 are out. It's 3, 4, and 5. Oh, I forgot about Silent Lucidity. Shit, Silent Lucidity should be a top. This is definitely like a top 10 list now. Silent Lucidity. I love that song. Oh my god. That is a banger of a power ballad. That could be like my number 2, to be honest. You know what? Yeah, let's switch it up. Number 1, Journey, Faithfully. Number 2, Queensryche, Silent Lucidity. Number 3, Def Leppard, Love Bites. Number 4, what did I say number 4 was? I don't remember. There's too many. There's too many of these. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Underrated Creep. Okay. Yeah, every rose has its thorn. That is a power ballad. That's one of the greatest songs ever. Number 4, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Poison. Number 5. Top 100 power ballads now. But we're going to switch it up. Number 5, Rump Shaker. Oh my god, I love you guys. Comfortably Numb. Pink Floyd. It's a good song. Still think Purple Rain should be in it? Yeah, dude, Purple Rain. This has Brown Foreman in it. Calling it now. Brown Foreman's in this glass. Brown Foreman, hands down. I get acetone in glass number in that last one. There's got to be Brown Foreman, Old Forester in there. Telling you. Either that or Michter's. God, it smells like it's all I could smell. I was a nail polish remover now. Coming off the other ones. This is like bubble gum candy. I'm getting bubble gum on. It's just crazy how you go back through them now that your pal's tasted other things. This is bubble gum, cherry, candy. What did Bourbon Coach call out? Yeah, I agree. I'll take Purple Rain over the November Rain. I agree. Forever. Oh, yes. Dude, Bourbon Coach. Jesse says F that. I don't know what F that. F that to what? Yeah. I can't do it. It's these two. This acetone note now, I can't untaste it, and it's just like ruining it, unfortunately. I don't know what's in that blend. I'm guessing there's some Brown Foreman in there. Maybe Woodford or Jack Daniels, maybe. But there is a very dense acetone note that is just taking over now when I go back to it. Oh, I could smell it. It's so like, you know what? This is the one that was borderline. I love this blend right now. We'll see if it gets to a point where it goes overboard on like that bitterness note. But right now it's delicious. And it's been sitting a while. So if it stays like this, it may have a shot. This one is like, this is the most balanced. This has spice, sweet, everything that you look for. It's not the most in your face, but this is a really, really well-developed blend. So this one, however, that's letter E. So we'll see what that one ends up being. But I think there's some Brown Foreman in there. All right. These two are moving on. Let's find out who's moving on and who got eliminated. By the way, I got some really fun reviews coming, guys, now that I'm all caught up here and back from Missouri. You'll see the full review for the wheat whiskey, the Bernheim, the quadruple base of the Heaven Hills, Heaven Hill 22, 17, Heaven Hill, William Heaven Hill 19, and then the Pirate Bottle. Also have a Stag 25D coming soon. I finally got my hands on a bottle of that. Also, I do want to mention before I forget, there will be, remember, at the end of Blendageddon, we will have a huge fundraiser. We have some really banger bottles already getting teed up this year. We will have maybe one or two Stag 25Ds there as well. Jack Daniels, some Coy Hill single barrels in there. I think we have, what else am I putting in there? Old Forester Rye, single barrel strength, a couple of picks. Some DRUMKEY bottles will be in there. So we have this year's fundraiser will be a chance to win some really killer bottles. So get ready for that when we get to the end here of Blendageddon. Plus these are bottles that I'm just naming that I'm putting in myself, not even without any donations yet. So we'll get a donation form going as we get close if anybody wants to donate a bottle for the giveaway. But again, all this is going to go towards I'm kind of like figuring out if I want to do support the troops, especially with all the stuff going on right now. Maybe kind of shift to a kind of a support the troops type of organization, whether it be Wounded Warrior Project or something else, or we could stay with like a St. Jude's type of fundraiser as well. So we will get there, but I just want to keep everybody in mind. Oh yeah, we have a Blanton's Gold single barrel that will be there. Also a Stag single barrel will be there as well. just some great bottles this year. So yeah, get ready for that. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. So the first one that was eliminated was letter E. This was the one I said is Brown-Forman. And this belongs to Jason Johnson. This one is called Gentleman's Time. Gentleman's Time from Jason Johnson. Let's find out what's in his blend. I want to see if I'm right. Unfortunately, Jason, just the acetone note was heavy. And if there's no Brown-Forman in here, I'm not sure what that came from then. Three components are Brown-Forman. I could taste it. It's crazy. This is 3 parts Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, a non-pick. Yeah, I kind of like that idea, Jeff. We might. 2.5 parts Jack Daniel's toasted heritage barrel, 100 proof. 0.5 parts IW Harper 15 year, 86 proof, and 0.25 parts early times bottled and bond, 100 proof. Now I don't know which one he put in there, but damn, did the freaking acetone note come through on all of them. It's a Brown-Forman staple. I tasted it immediately. Unfortunately, it took over your blend. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for finding that, because I knew it, man. I knew that's what that was. It was too much of it. All right. Let's go to letter A. Letter A belongs to Aaron Goncalves with 60% of the time. One of the best names that we've had here. Let me see if I can guess what's in here before. Aaron, unfortunately, your blend came off just a little bit flat. I'm not sure what proofs you put in here, but it definitely came in very, very low on the spice. I mean, it had some really nice sweet components to it, but just didn't have enough to hold up to some of the other ones. I'm going to guess maybe there was some Buffalo Trace in here. I don't know. Just drinks really easy. Let's see what's in here. Wow. Okay. Interesting. 60% of the time is 108.4 proof. 35% Four Roses small batch. That's the lower proofs. Yeah, for sure. 35% Joseph Magnus triple cask. 20% Elijah Craig barrel proof bourbon, the B525. Really? Dude, I think the Four Roses took over. And then 10% is a Still Austin cast strength. I think the Four Roses took over your blend. That thing came in so easy sipping. Jason, give it to whatever your heart says. What? Not to get political, but whatever happens, never blame our troops. They are doing the job they never asked for. Yeah, I mean, no matter what situation the troops are put in, you got to support them and you got to feel for their families. So we'll do what we have to do to help support them and their families, and we'll see if that's where we go for the fundraising. So, all right, last one. This one might hurt. This was the cinnamon bomb, and this belongs to Wise Guy Stew, slice of American pie. Wise Guy Stew, did you freaking put Amburana in here? Let's see. What the hell is in here that is so cinnamony? Ow, fuck. Oh my God, does that mean Dusty Dan made it through the first round? He never makes it through the first round. Oh, yeah. Called it. It's the Amburana. You have too much Amburana in here, bro. One ECBP5 B525. great start. Old McBrayer single barrel, great start. Here's where you ruined it. Larrikin cigar blend finish in cognac, Amburana, Madeira, maple, and I don't know what JACA is. Is that Jamaican rum? I don't know what that means. Is that rum? Guessing that's rum. And then 1 part Essence American whiskey finished in Amburana, maple, vanilla, cognac. Dude, it's too much shit. It's the Amburana. Don't go Amburana. It takes over your entire blend. That's all I smelled, and it's all I tasted. It's literally a cinnamon bomb, and that's all that's there. Oh, my God. Any Amburana is too much Amburana. Well said, Jason. Holy crap. Dusty Dan and Jeffrey Wack. So that's these two. C and D. So C was Dusty Dan's, called Come On Nancy. That was the one that was super sweet, kind of bubblegummy, very good, very balanced. And then Jeffrey Wack, I think, actually has my favorite of the night. So Jeffrey Wack with Jeff Poole comes in. Dusty and Jeff moving on to the next round. Congrats, fellas. Dusty, I'm so proud of you. You finally did it. You broke through the first round, buddy. Congratulations. Dusty never makes it out of the first round. He finally did it. Yeah, Wack knows how to blend. Jeffrey knows how to blend. He's a good blender. But great. I'm really happy for Dusty. He never makes it out of the first round. And 2026, after freaking 7 years of Blendageddon, he finally gets out of the first round. There's Dusty. I want to know if Nancy okayed this. I guess we'll see. All right, guys. That is it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We had a hell of an audience tonight. Great discussions. Just great discussions overall. Power ballads, Uncle Nearest. Just some of my thoughts on what's going on in the whiskey world today. We have a lot of content coming from you that I have to catch up on here this weekend. I think you should see a video. If not tomorrow, definitely Friday. I'll see if I can get to editing that thing. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I hope you're really excited for the next DRUMKEY iterations as much as I am. Put a lot of work into them, so we will go from there. Patreons, we're going to be doing a quick after party, tasting our new picks coming out this Friday, the Walleye Run and also the Silver Springs. And with that said, like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Love you guys. See you here next week with a special guest judge for round 3 of Blendageddon. Cheers, guys. I'll see you then. Cheers.